Good morning. Welcome to Friday, August 4th. This morning I got up, I edited a video, and I'm going to get started on editing yesterday's, as yesterday's may take a bit to edit, so I'll get started on that. And while after IKEA yesterday, most of the day was boring, there was one thing that happened, but I figured I'd make it here at the beginning of today's, because ultimately at this point, when I found out about it, I already found out late. Bones 4 launched on Kickstarter. I had no idea. Clearly a couple days ago. So instead of like the last two Kickstarters where I was wave 1 for shipping, right there, on this one, I'm wave 6. Not happy about that. Now, most likely, the difference is only going to be in, a week or maybe 2. But I liked being wave 1. For 1, it just made me feel special. For 2, I make videos. I put them on my YouTube channel, and it's better if those videos are up while people are still at that moment where they're waiting on their bones to arrive. Now, ultimately, will it do well all the same? Yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure I'll do fine. But I might keep an eye out and see if an earlier wave opens up. Still, definitely looking like a cool Kickstarter. Even just the core set this time includes a dragon. I don't know what, all I'm gonna back. Obviously, not everything's been revealed, but usually probably gonna get the core set. And the first expansion is Chronoscope, so it's sort of sci-fi stuff. So happy for that. I love the modern and sci-fi miniatures, just because I don't have as many of those. So I'm happy for that. But otherwise, that's really cool. If you do it all, Dungeons and Dragons, any of those kind of games where you use miniatures, check out the Bones 4 Kickstarter. Or I have videos. If you check out my my gaming channel, I have videos on the previous 3 Kickstarters where I've opened up the products from those. So definitely always a fun Kickstarter. It's the 4th one they've done. Happy for it. But yeah, so that, I noticed that yesterday, and right now I'm gonna get back to some editing. I am just about done editing the IKEA video from yesterday. I edited it in like 3 parts, and so now I will be able to put those all together, export that, and then check that everything worked. It's definitely the longest vlog that I've done. And ultimately most of the, I don't know. Back when I did, probably the next thing closest to this that I've done would be during the generic nerdy stuff on Jaded Kind Gaming. When I was doing that, I did the video for the Ren Fair. And that was ultimately a more complex video, because at least this, I'm just following in order. That I crafted all sorts of different things. But, a bit of a complex thing, a lot of cuts, that kind of thing. A lot of footage, so. But it was fun. So I got that pretty much edited, and it's 10:20. I'm thinking in my mind, well, let's see. Food places open at 11. I think Nick was saying he might be available today. We'll probably eat soon. Wait. Then I thought about it. It's Friday. He's at work. I'm like, So I checked with him, and he is still good to eat today. So we are going to go out, and he'll get home around 3:30. So I have about 5 hours. So I need to find something to eat now, because I'm already hungry. Here at DQ with Mom. Gonna get something to eat, stay tided over for till Nick gets up for it. Come here for the pretzels. Couldn't do that. Too much fresh fruit. It's terrible.
Looks good to me.
I just have chocolate. That's better. So after eating with my mom, I came home. I actually took a nap for about an hour, and then watched through the IKEA video, which had one little spot where the audio actually cut out. I'm not sure what went on with the export, but I went in, found it, corrected it, Now I'm exporting it again, and I'm hoping it's fine. I'm obviously not going to watch the whole thing, but I mean, ultimately, with where it is, there's a few spots I can check to make sure things didn't go wrong. I'll check those once this finishes exporting. Beyond that, I actually did a little bit of notes just for my next D&D session, which I don't believe is going to be this Monday. I think we're going to have to wait another. And this will be plenty to get me started, and then I'll build on this for that session. But it's at least enough that, you know, if it were to be this point, it's enough of a basic line I can improvise. So I'd like to get a little bit more specific detail down before actually running, but if I can't, it's enough to work with. Alright, on my way to pick up Nick to go out to eat. I haven't gotten confirmation whether or not he wants to try something new today, but I'm hoping he is, because I looked up a new place for us to try. I'm like, oh, that sounds good, and I'd like to give it a shot. So we'll see what he has to say about it. So Nick was game to try something new, so we are here at huHot Mongolian Grill. So we'll see what this is about. It's supposed to be some unlimited stir fry, basically. Sorry? Okay.
Yeah, no,
So then after the end of all the stuff, we have a lot of sauce options. They have their pre-made sauces and then just normal things. So I was able to sort of assemble my own designs, including hot chili oil, which is wonderful. I seem to be cooking it over here. So delicious. And then here at the end, if you want to add some toppings, chili peppers, sesame seeds, and that kind of thing, they have that here at the end. I'm actually not used to the weight of this plate. It's nice. And we brought us a little bowl with the rice. Very nice. On to round 2. With double egg. So for round 2, I decided to give the Asian meatballs a try, as well as a little topper with some sesame and more chili like flakes. So we'll give that a shot. Getting ready for my third bowl, and I have the pad Thai noodles down there. Which I'm not really sure what those are, but I'll give those a shot. And I'm trying the other meats that aren't seafood. Still sticking with an egg. Always an egg. And more hot oil. Hope they noticed the shell. Yay! They noticed and removed the piece of shell. Round 3. And yeah, definitely a different look to the noodles. And I tried a few different kinds of sausage, as well as both beef and pork, which I won't be able to tell visually which ones are. I can kind of tell. Yeah, those look different. Look at me, knowing the difference. But figured I'd give a shot to those.
It's pretty clear I got some beef in my chicken.
Yes, beef is noticeable. But I mean, they're similar, but you can kind of tell pork, beef. Yeah, I can figure it out. I think it is. Yes, a chain. What do you think?
I liked it. Like, definitely not every time we would do Chinese, we should come here.
No. Definitely has its own flavor profile, but a nice thing to mix things up.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it too.
Definitely not a I feel horrible that we did this. We wasted our money.
But yeah, also very much Americanized Chinese. I mean, as much as even like the Chinese places we go to that are ran by
Asians.
Chinese or Asian people, those are also very Americanized.
Of course.
If you
More in
if
America, that's
yeah.
who they're selling to.
Well, I mean, and I mean, you can find places, especially if you go down to Chinatowns and that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
That are actually authentic. And I've definitely considered at some point I'd like to try some of that. I know there's a decent chance I won't like it, but I want to try it. But even more than that, this feels like a step above, almost the same way.
Yeah.
More along. What is it? Pei Wei? I think.
Pad Thai? No.
Pei Wei. It's like a very Americanized, Chinese. It's the kind
it's
of
a Panda Express, except for Mongolian Grill.
yeah. Well, Panda Express is
better. Panda Express is almost fast food.
yeah. Panda Express is no more. I wouldn't say more Americanized than normal Chinese places. It's just more fast food styled than most of them. This is definitely a little more American, flavor to it. And because depending on what you put from that selection, you could have it does not have to be very Asian flavor at all.
That was my second plate. I got the Asian meatballs and rice, and it was one of their pre-made sauces, but in potatoes, and that felt like a good something I'd make at home. That's more of a stew type flavor.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I tried each of the different types of noodles and all the meats that weren't seafood. I don't do seafood. The first 2 plates had chicken on them. I didn't do any chicken on the last plate. I regretted that. Chicken is definitely the best, and I know that. I know I like chicken best.
Second plate also had the meatballs.
Yeah, I tried the meatballs with the chicken on the second one, so I could kind of eat some of those. The third plate, in order to get the remaining 4, I was like, I'll just do these, and I ended up picking around them by the end because I'm like, the egg is good, the pineapple's good, noodles were fine, but definitely.
Which was your favorite noodle?
The one that you got.
The yakisoba?
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, that was definitely my favorite. Although none of them were bad. I forget what the first one I had was.
Those were Asian noodles.
Asian noodles. Those tasted good, but they got a little crispier than I liked. So that was the only thing. But I mean, I guess that's not necessarily something I wouldn't do again. I'd probably do all 3 of them again, but I'd probably stick with the yakisoba.
Yakisoba. And even now, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it's way closer than whatever you just said.
The yellow one.
Okay, you had the flat, clear ones, the yellow ones, and the white ones.
Yellow. But yeah, that was pretty good. So, and yeah, definitely something maybe, probably at least every other month, just to mix it up. And there are,
and we could probably get Bob to go with us. Now he has to comment on here to say it's like, no, I would never go there. But now I'm looking at you, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
This is for the internet, but mainly this is for Bob.
This is for all of the internet, but I can understand why he'd target Bob with it. It's funny for him. Bob will likely be in the next room when he watches it. And
it brings me little joys in life.
And that's what life is really about, isn't it?
That thing's the size of a building. I have my hunting rifle. I do not feel what is in my hunting rifle is going to take that down.
Oh, shoot it anyway. This is America.
Going over possible ideas for what the next game may be.
Hell yeah. So far, it's like, the Criminal Syndicate's pretty good. I'm really liking this idea. That sounds pretty fun.
Definitely something I could build on.
Oh, yeah.
And that would utilize my new maps.
Seeing how you have, like, more notes on this than any other thing.
Well, we could expand on the criminal ones.
Oh yeah, the criminal one would be very much so us driven though, which means Adam needs to have, you need basically a bunch of scenarios prepped, but not where those scenarios happen.
Yeah.
Which that's going to be a lot of work for you, because trying to guess what we're going to do is, we act like herding cats sometimes.
Yeah. No, admittedly, when you mentioned that, my thought with it would be that would probably have to be me doing a little bit of research and just going completely improv on most of my side. I could develop the region that you're in, and beyond that.
Yep.
Yeah, because I definitely want to see your take on, you finish rounding out your 5th edition modern. I'd also be interested in your steampunk, trying out the Iron Kingdom stuff, but these modern ones feel, while they could be short, feel like more long run, and I would be interested in the
no, with this list, we're modern. This is definitely what I'm considering more for a long run game.
Yeah.
With the Iron Kingdoms, I am thinking I may do that as a bit of a shorter campaign while I'm prepping this, because I've learned if I start to actually prep this, I'm doing some notes with them. If I actually start nailing down this is what's going to happen, the current game goes away.
Which I'm okay with. We have a minimum session limit to the current one that I'm totally willing to hit, but I'm totally okay with this one fading away. We just continue doing what we're doing.
Yeah, we keep murder hoboing our way through it, and we'll just end with Vic carrying around our arms.
I had a fun time hanging out with Nick and then Bob afterwards as well. Did come up with a list for potential future games. Now I pretty much set that off to the side, and I'll pull that out when I'm actually ready to work on it. But I at least wanted, a little bit of their involvement. I may at some point ask Austin as well. Just to have some ideas for that. But really just fun to get to hang out with him. Just talk. But I'm home now, and it's kind of late, so I'm gonna head to bed. Thank you for joining me today, and join me further as my journey continues. Have a great day. Bye.